morning from La Cruz De Huanacaxtle. Thought we'd kick off this video from the backdrop of sunrise, as well as some bait fish swimming around the boat. So this episode's a little bit different. We're getting ready to embark on a multi-day passage from La Paz on Baja California in the Sea of Cortez to La Cruz De Huanacaxtle on the Pacific Mainland. So it's over 400 nautical miles. My buddy David from SV Riff Raff is going to join me. And this episode is just going to take you through the conversation that we have and kind of our pre-mission planning, where we're going through and we're looking at the various weather models and the routing to see what we might encounter along the way from a weather perspective. So we're going to be kind of drilling in through PredictWind, looking at the models, sail planning, and we'll talk about things like, consideration for the conditions that we're going to encounter, and where we think we might run into some rougher conditions or things where we're going to have to plan on doing some motoring. So the objective is going to be to try and sail as much as practical for this. So you tend to do a lot of motoring in the Sea of Cortez. But I wanted to share this with you just to give you a little bit of insight into our thought process. If you're looking for a sailing or passage video, you can go ahead and just click on the thumbs up now and skip to the next episode. The next episode is going to be the actual passage video. So, all right, we're going to start the mission briefing. So we're currently in La Paz on Baja California Sur in the Sea of Cortez. And we're going to go to La Cruz De Huanacaxtle. The total distance is about 400 miles. Let's look at PredictWind, and let's look at our first leg, which is going to be La Paz to the Los Muertos anchorage. Let's assume, what is it? 0700, and today's the 24th, right?
That's correct.
We can look at, we'll look at PWE. I find PWE or ECMWF are typically, feel like they're the most accurate around here. And then I look at correlation between the models to get confidence in that. So here's our path. It looks like it's pretty light wind. And then once we get through the, let me back up here. Looks like it's going to be pretty chill coming up the peninsula to the San Sebastian, the Lorenzo Canal.
Yep.
So it looks like it's pretty chill. And then we've got some wind, and it's going to be kind of a broad reach run all the way down to Muertos.
Okay. And
then looking at the tables, looks like there's pretty good correlation between the different models. We'll see a little bit more wind towards the end of the day, 15 to 17. Okay. Might be some gusts. And let's look at wave height. So this is getting important to me. So wave height's less than a meter. So wild. That looks like it's super chill, and anything we have is going to be coming from behind us as well. Once we're heading through the Cerralvo Canal, wave period is pretty short, so it'll be kind of choppy little stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit of current, so we'll actually go through the canal. We'll have about a 0.25 knot current pushing us a little faster.
Yeah.
And then these are pretty cool features with PredictWind. This is the roll index. So at 4+ degrees roll, it can movement around the boat is difficult and unsafe. So we don't see anything above 3.
Yeah.
Which is good. And then vertical acceleration above 0.2 plus G's. Vertical acceleration is dangerous to perform tasks and potential seasickness, and we're not getting up above like 0.01 or 0.1, 0.12. So yeah, it's going to be nothing. And then slamming incidents is also like negligible. So this is stuff you get with like the PredictWind Pro subscription, which is super cool. Yeah. So this is pretty helpful for me to get an idea of like, is it going to be rough or not getting in there. Now, let's look at the next leg, which is going to be Muertos to Isabel.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and calculate that route. I didn't show the summary. I'll show the summary on this.
Yeah.
But I had already looked at it before, so it's going to be like 10 to 12 hours. Call it 12 hours to get to Muertos.
Yeah.
Which means if we're leaving at 7, we get there at like 7 tonight.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be a little bit after sundown.
Yeah.
So there isn't really much value in us trying to. You're not going to see anything if we anchor there because we're going to get up early in the morning anyways. Yeah. So the main reason, other than a rust break overnight, is that we would plan to leave at tomorrow morning. Let's say, and I need to recalculate this because I didn't change my departure time. Tomorrow morning at like 0600.
Yeah.
So let me recalculate this one more time. So yeah, we could get a little bit of rest break. If we take a rest break, and I can go back and show the scenario here. But if we take a rest break, the sailing. Hang on, I got the wrong day on this thing. The one I was like, what? The forecast changed quite a bit. So this is assuming an 0600 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at this, you'll see we get a little bit of wind, and then around like getting towards noon, it kind of dies off.
Yeah. And
then you kind of get this southwest flow a little bit. It's light winds. And then a little bit on our nose, and starts to fill in a little bit behind us. Very light though.
Yeah.
So we're going to miss out on like maybe 12 hours. We'll miss out on 8 hours or whatever of better sailing conditions.
Yeah.
If we want to go to Muertos, if we want to stop at Muertos.
Okay.
Well, first let's look at the tables. So winds are pretty light. Like you can see where it starts off, and
tapers down.
maybe 12 or so, and then it tapers down to really light wind, which means we're going to be motoring.
Yeah. Wave
height actually looks like it gets up to about 1 meter.
Yeah.
No big deal. It's kind of coming off our quarter behind us. Wave period starts off 4 seconds is, it might be like choppy as we're first taking off, and then it'll smooth out, and then it's going to be like 12 seconds. It's going to be really, really easy. There is some faster current speed in here. You see like 0.6 knots of current.
Yeah.
Roll is negligible. It's less than, 2 degrees for the most part. Vertical acceleration's negligible. Slamming index isn't even recorded here. Let's look at the summary. Since this is our longest leg, so if we start at 0600, this has us getting in at like 10:30 almost, somewhere between like 10:30 and 1:30 on Thursday.
Okay.
So it really means we're only there, and if we push a little bit, if I look at the average speed of 5 knots or 4.9 knots between PWE, ECM, WF, we can push because we're going to do close to 2 days of motoring anyways.
Yeah.
We can push, and we can make a faster speed than that if we're motoring.
Yeah.
But it means that we're motoring more.
Yeah.
And we do that so that we can anchor at Isabel and then have the afternoon.
Yeah.
Which means now we're not going to leave Isabel until the 28th.
Yeah.
So we'd overnight. We would leave Isabel the 28th. La Cruz to Isabel. I already have that in here. Let me reverse the waypoints. And we'd be leaving what, the 28th
Yeah.
at I'll say 06:30. The other thing we'll have to accommodate is there is a time zone change of 1 hour as we get across. So it looks like it's going to be pretty chill winds. And this is assuming going around the Mariettas here. So if I look at the tables, start time 6:30, 17 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
15 hours of motoring or so. Somewhere between 85, 90 miles. So our arrival time would be like midnight.
On Saturday?
On
Friday?
Friday.
Oh, all right.
So what we would probably do Friday morning, if that's the case, is so a couple things.
Yeah.
We want to arrive at daylight hours.
Yeah.
If possible. So what we might do is delay our departure from Isabel to by I'll say 6 hours.
Yeah.
7 hours.
Allow us a morning.
So if we delay by 7 hours, we'll see what a 2 p.m. does. And that may actually give us some better sailing because there's typically better wind in the afternoon. Looks at actually shows like a nice reach for a few hours. And then we motor across, and then that would put us in at sometime in the morning, like at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, let's explore the cruise.
And then you're in Saturday, and then we got to get settled and situated and everything like that.
Yeah.